Good luck, Jordan.
Quick rundown of your starting lineup this afternoon. First of all, that is to take the town wearing purple. And goal number 1, Wayne Wild.
Boys! That's why he plays for Bermuda.
Well, I'm here with manager Glenn Clarence and assistant manager Steve Hamilton and Paul Postlethwaite following the 3-2 defeat at Boldmere St Michael's in the Midland League Premier Division. And Glenn, it's always a disappointing way to lose a game in virtually the last kick of the game. What do you make of the performance and the result?
Yeah, disappointed with both, Chris, to be honest. Disappointed with the performance and the result. Having said that, I thought they were a good side. They were, well, that shows how good this league is, because although we were depleted, we had some big players missing today. Don't want to make excuses, but they were as good as anything we played, I think. And the chances we created, we didn't put them away. I don't think we were as much as a threat going forward as we have been. And one of the goals is very cheap. We should do better with that. Well, having said that's probably a bit of a fluke. That's probably going too far. But yeah, it's a disappointing result. And I think we can play a lot better. And I think we can work a lot harder. And I think we have played better. And I think we have worked harder. So it gives us options going forward. Tuesday night and for the next few games, a couple of players coming back. People who aren't available today coming back, we might have to shake it up a bit. But yeah, no, it's not as if we've come in the dressing room saying you should have beat them, blah blah blah. I thought it was a proper ding dong battle, end to end, and I can't really criticise us for the goals we've conceded, other than one which is a fluke. But yeah, I think we could have worked harder at least.
Okay, and Hamo, Glenn touched on it there. We had a few players missing today. How much of an effect did you think that had on the game?
Well, of course it has an effect, but I still think we put enough out there to compete and win a game of football. And I think you only take that view when you look at the table and you see that Boldmere are 2 or 3 from the bottom and we're high up there. It just shows what this league's about. I'll tell you now, I don't give a damn at any stage who's bottom of this league. They'll come and give you a contest, and they've done that.
number 2.
Right now, Liner.
Come on, Alina! Yeah, I'm really Come on, Alina!
You know, it's one for the purist. Is that pitch? You know, you're not got to worry about a bobble, and they had some very good players, some very good attacking players, and I thought they were a decent side. You know, the league doesn't tell a true story if that's how they play every week. But in answer to your question, players missing. Yeah, of course we've got players missing, and it does that. But today the game only sparked to life for me at about 65, 70 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's the Heanor town that I know and have watched for all of this season, because we came to life and we looked threatening. To get done in the very last minute or last kick of the game, whatever you want to call it, is always. But we've done it to other people. We know how it feels. We had chances. We had a couple of chances in the first half. Just highlights how you have to, you do have to take your chances. But I thought it was a decent game of football. But I'm disappointed with. We had a decent start, but then we just dropped it to a level that nothing was really happening for us, and I don't think we recovered it back until we made a few changes. And then I was pleased with what we saw in the last 20 minutes, other than the final. The final thing that happened when the Glad's got a flick on it, end up in the back of a net. But it is what it is. Well done to Boldmere. It's a good statement for this league, because I thought they looked a decent side.
And Pos, not only did Boldmere score a last-minute winner, but they also came out and scored a very early goal in the second half. Did that change the game plan right at the start of the half?
I don't think it changed any game plan per se, but goals change games, Chris. And if you go one behind, you have become a little bit more open. But we certainly didn't come here to sit behind the ball and try and nick a 1-0 away or come for a 0-0. We go to every game where we want to score more goals than the opposition. Yeah, we like to keep clean sheets. We've been keeping clean sheets well, but we've been making chances. So to go 1-0 down showed a little bit of character to come back. But I think Amo touched on it. We weren't anything like what we should have been until 60, 65 minutes. If you take the first 10 minutes out, where we might have had one or two, probably should have, until that 60, 65 minute mark, we were poor. Credit to Ollie Naylor for that, because I thought he made a big difference coming on. But again, as I look around the side and I keep looking, I can't think of many players that were outstanding today. We were probably full of 6s and 7s out of 10 today, whereas before we've been 8s and 9s and 10s. So I think we can take a lot from today, and we've learnt a lot, and the lads can certainly do much better, and we'll have to do much better on Tuesday night.
And Glenn, we've got two very difficult games at home coming up in this week. Shawbury on Saturday, Coventry United on Tuesday night. How important will the fans' backing be on those two games?
Fans' backing is always important, Chris. And they can be some of the best fans in the league locally when they get behind us. But I think it's important to remember where we've come in a short space of time. A lot of young lads playing, exceeding expectations, and I'd just like the fans to remember that and be mindful of that and back them and get behind them. But the lads have learnt that lesson today, that when they drop their levels and don't do what they've done to get in the top 6 of this league, pushing with games in hand to go even higher, this is what happens. So yeah, we always appreciate the fan support, Chris. And Coventry United, I'll tell you now, are a top side, and we've got a couple of players missing, so we'll need the fans to get behind us.
Okay, we look forward to the game on Tuesday against Coventry. Thank you.
he's on the camera. La 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 la. La la la. Look, he's on the camera.